Hi friends, and welcome back to Raft. Today we're doing another mod showcase featuring the augmented items and augmented equipment mods. These mods add in endgame items that help to ease the grind of late game play and add in some extra utility to your gear set. Just a heads up, this will likely be the last mod showcase for a bit, as it was meant to be a short series to hold over until I could return to my normal schedule and setup. Now that I'm back, you can expect to see more highlights from my live streams, some speedruns, and other quality content. If you'd like to see more mod showcases in the future, please let me know, as there are still so many great mods for Raft that deserve attention. As always, links to the mods are in the description, and I highly encourage you to go check them out and give them a playthrough because it can drastically change the way you play Raft. With that said, let's get into it. So I've divided our little setup here into equipment and items. Let's go ahead and start with equipment. And with the chest, these add in hook bonuses. So you have two tiers of every item. One is slightly lower and is a little bit more resource efficient, and the other is kind of max upgraded. It's going to help you a lot, kind of make you a little OP, but it's going to cost a lot more resources. Namely, if we go ahead and look at what these cost, you can see that they all require multiple smelted metal pieces and multiple titanium ingots. These are definitely late game items that are just meant to ease the grind and are not feasible early game. So it's just to give you that little boon when you have really not a lot left to do in your world, but you want something to keep working for and something to make it just a tiny bit more enjoyable. So the chest pieces basically provide hook bonuses, where they provide extra pull speed on your hook and a little bit less gather time under the water. In the case of the more fully upgraded chest, it's plus 35% full speed and plus 50% gather time, which will make a huge difference. Towards the end of the video, I'll show you what a full maxed out gear set looks like and how much more OP it is than just the generic base game. Boots, unsurprisingly, provide a little bit more walking speed. The generic leather boots also provide a movement bonus with this mod, but again, you have the tiers of upgrades that are available. The fully upgraded ones provide an extra 65% movement speed, and that goes quite fast. There's also reinforced and carbon steel flippers. Again, these make you go a lot faster, with plus 160% swim speed. Again, stick around and I'll show you what all of the most upgraded versions look like. Even though, again, they are late game items, it's going to take you a bit to work for them. It's definitely worth it. This mod also adds gloves with a plus 60% axe swing speed and a plus 60% item gathering speed, meaning you'll just be an absolute speed demon gathering all of the resources you could need. There's even oxygen tank upgrades. So the oxygen bottle is a generic item in Raft, which increases the amount of time you can spend underwater ever so slightly by basically slowing down the rate at which you lose oxygen. There are these bonus upgrades to that oxygen bottle that you can obtain. This generic one, or the first tier upgrade, is a negative 55% oxygen loss speed, so you lose oxygen about half as quickly. Versus the fully upgraded one is negative 70% oxygen loss. And again, I'll show you, it is ridiculously slow. You could just stay underwater forever, and combined with the flippers, you can just stay underwater and go really fast. There's even upgraded backpacks. These are a huge bonus because the backpack itself in Raft is a useful item, because inventory space can definitely be limited in this game, but these add just so much more inventory space. The first tier adds 15 additional slots, and the second tier adds an additional 20 slots. So you just are going to have like nearly double your inventory that you would normally have. Although I think my personal favorite addition is the belts, because these just add more hotbar slots and more equipment slots. Again, they come in multiple tiers. The top tier gives you an additional 5 hotbar slots and 5 equipment slots. That means you can equip pretty much every kind of item at the same time and not really have to worry about switching them out for one or another, which, given the amount of bonuses that these give you, is just huge. And then we can move into our newly augmented items. Titanium hook is exactly what it sounds like. It's just like your metal hook, just a tiny bit faster. Same goes for the titanium shovel. Just like your generic shovel, tiny bit faster. And again, pretty similar with the titanium axe. It's your metal axe, but it does go a lot faster. Again, I will demo it towards the end. The aluminum bow is just like your generic bow, although, to be fair, I am preferential to the weapons mod, which I've showed off in another mod showcase, because I think it's a lot more funny to fight a shark with a deagle than it is to shoot a bow at it. But if you don't want to mess around with too many mods in your world, this is a really good choice. Of course, it also adds titanium arrows to give you that extra weapon bonus. The metal arrows in-game do 15 damage per, and the titanium arrows do 20 damage per, so it's just a slight upgrade based on what you would normally get anyways. There's also titanium storage, which, as you can see, adds a lot more storage than the wooden storage we've been seeing. This is actually the amount of storage that a large storage provides, which is accessible once you complete the current story locations available in-game, but it provides it in the actual physical space of wooden storage, meaning it's a lot more space efficient, and you can also mount it on a wall like I have here, for basically the same effect as this, but in this amount of space. We've also got titanium engines. Again, it's just like a normal engine, but it goes a lot faster, and it's actually more fuel efficient too. So if you're trying to build a massive raft and you want it to go fast, but you don't want to be burning a ton of fuel all the time, you got a titanium engine that can do that for you. And finally, we've got an arc furnace. This smelts your items 50% faster than a generic furnace. So if we come around back here to our little demo area, we can place in these metal ores, and this one takes around 2.5 minutes to smelt. This one will take around 1:15. So if you're going to smelt a ton of metal items, which you're definitely going to need to make all of this, it's definitely worth making the arc furnace. It's another one of those weird ones that isn't labeled in our little crafting menu, but it is definitely available, and it works well. So as promised, I am going to demonstrate what a fully upgraded gear set looks like versus the generic game. So I've loaded in a small island to demonstrate the difference in the items first. Let's just gather some copper. You can see with the plastic hook, it's decently fast, but the titanium hook is just so much faster. The same is true of the axes. The stone axe is pretty darn slow when you're swinging, but the metal axe just definitely goes a lot faster. I'm not going to bother showing off the shovels because those are definitely niche use, but the aluminum bow also draws faster than your generic bow, meaning if we compare that side by side, you can see just how much faster the aluminum bow is. And just trust me, it does more damage. That's all you really need to know about it. I think that's enough for the tools, but let's go ahead and re-equip our entire gear set so I can show you just how much of an impact these have. So now I've got a fully equipped gear set with titanium tools. And if I want to go cut down this tree up here, not only am I moving a ton faster because of my boots, but you can also just see that I'm gonna hack through this tree with no time. And if I go ahead and use a metal hook or a titanium hook underwater, it's pretty much instantaneous. So yeah, these items are a grind to get, but you can see that once you get them, making more of them is going to be a lot easier, and it's going to save you a ton of time in the long run. You can also see that my movement speed has increased greatly in the water due to my boots, so if I go ahead and remove these flippers and swim back over to the main part of our raft over here, I'm pretty darn slow. And it's taking me a good long while. If I were playing in a survival mode, Jeremiah would be all over me. But let's put those fins back on, and now we're swim speed. We can just go as far as we want, as fast as we want. I'm gonna switch my game mode over to peaceful, just so that we don't die to the shark really fast. But that way I can show you how fast your oxygen drains in a normal generic game. You can see the bar on top, it's going down relatively fast. You know, you have a set amount of time that you can spend underwater. Usually this is pretty forgiving in-game, but it's just gonna wear down. If I go ahead and equip that bottle, it's gonna move a lot slower. It replenishes at the same speed. But now with the combined use of my modified oxygen tank and my fins, I can just stay underwater forever. And I don't really have to worry about it. So this definitely makes a really overpowered combo. I think I could loot the entire island in one breath without having to resurface, which would definitely save a lot of time. So with the combination of the Augmented Equipment mod and the Augmented Items mod, You can basically become an unstoppable harvesting machine in Raft. Sure, these items are really expensive, and it's gonna take you a while to get all of these items, but once you have them, it's gonna be a lot easier to make more of them, and it's just gonna ease your grind overall. So that does it for the augmented items and augmented equipment mods. I hope you enjoyed watching. Please leave a like if you did, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Again, this will probably be the last mod showcase for a while, but please do let me know if there are any mods you would like to see me cover, or if you would just like to see more of these in general. I'm happy to do them, but I don't want to overload you guys with just the same kind of content over and over again. I'm fully back to my Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule now, so be on the lookout for some more great videos soon. So thank you, and as always, have a great day.